stuck the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah,
anyway.
and that's the first thing Jurgen Klopp will say to them when they get back in the dressing room. Right, just remember this feeling now. Look at all those fans, how they're celebrating, all the players on the pitch, all giving high fives.
Yeah.
You wait for a couple of weeks at Anfield.
Mind you have to go back quite a long time to think of Liverpool turning round a defeat in the first leg against the Spanish club away from home.
If anywhere you want to get them back to is Anfield, and it's a special place. They'll be getting their own back, and I think they'll be remembering Simeone's performance during that game if they manage to turn that result round.
Okay, I will analyse the proceedings in a short while, but it's the Spaniards with the advantage at the midway point. They'll do it all over again at Anfield in 3 weeks' time. And speaking of doing it all over again, there's a boxing showdown this weekend that you won't want to. 7 games he scored in for Atletico Madrid, and they've never lost one of them. It was the only goal of the game tonight. Elsewhere, Borussia Dortmund have beaten Paris Saint-Germain. Thrilling game there. 2 goals for Erling Haaland in that one. Neymar equalised before the youngster smashed one in from the edge of the box. We'll show you those goals later in the programme. 2 games tomorrow, Atalanta versus Valencia, and we'll be watching Tottenham versus Leipzig here on BT Sport 2. Let's go back to the Neapolitano Stadium where we can hear from Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. They're both with Des Kelly.
Virgil, kind of an uphill battle right from the start with that early goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously we know it's going to be a proper battle tonight, especially here with the home ground with the fans behind them, and obviously it didn't help that we conceded the goal at the corner. The first chance for them, not even a chance, I think a bit luck, but obviously it counts, and it was tough.
And of course, Andy, you give them something to defend there. You stirred the crowd up. It was the worst possible beginning.
Yeah, of course. I think the throw-in should have went to us before the corner. So, you know, the officials obviously made a mistake there. But and then, you know, the corners, it's just ricocheted, and you know it was tight, but you know it was onside obviously. And like you said, we've given them the kind of, you know, the best possible start for them, you know, to get the fans up behind them, and then they can start, you know, falling over and things like that, and start, you know, trying to get under their skin a bit, which, you know, I think we handled it quite well, to be honest. I think, you know, with them, you know, falling over quite easy and stuff, I think we got on with it. But you know, we know we're better than that. We put in a decent performance, but we know we can be better, and luckily we've got a second leg to put it right.
What was the message at half-time? The final ball wasn't a good enough ball in the first half, it seemed to us. Is that what was the message at half-time?
I think the message was just keep playing, play it side to side quick. There will be moments of danger and will be chances, and obviously we had the ball most of the game. Unfortunately, we couldn't create massive opportunities, but what Robo said, I think we still have another 90 minutes to set it straight, and we should be full of confidence still.
As Andy said, they're masters at disrupting a game and disrupting the rhythm. That's been the problem today.
Yeah, but you know, I think that's the way they play. That's, I think, a bit of the Spanish football as well. So you have to adapt. But we knew it, and I think what Robo says, we handled it pretty well. Obviously, sometimes it's not easy, but yeah. It's part of their game, and we need to adapt on that as well.
We saw their manager's antics on the touchline, stirring up the crowd, and the big celebration at the end there, as if they'd won the tie itself. Is it going to be a similar story back at Anfield?
Look, that's what it is, you know, and you know, it's, you know, when you're not playing against him, it's probably great to watch. You know, he's full of enthusiasm. I think he was like that as a player and stuff like that. So like, we've got no problem with that. But you know, like you said, they've celebrated as if they've won the tie after the game. So look, let's see. We've got a couple of weeks to, you know, we've got Premier League business to take care of, and then, you know, like you said, they're coming back to Anfield. So we know our fans will be there. We know we'll be there. So it's up to them to come as well.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, could be very different at Anfield than it was at the Metropolitano Stadium, not the Neapolitano Stadium. I'm not sure that's an ice cream or a pizza. But they're the match stats, 72% possession for Liverpool, but not a single shot on target. Says a lot.
It shows you it's not all about stats. No. You've got to make the other team defend, get shots. There's got to be an end product with your possession that you've got. But I like the tone of Andy Robertson's interview there. They see little things like that. They see the manager, the opposing team on the side, animated, almost rubbing it in your face. The fans, the players, over celebrating. The tie's not over. Yeah. They've still got to come to us. That ceiling is. I like to see that. And there's still much to play for.
Simeone animated? Never.
Slightly.
He out-Klopp Klopp in many ways, doesn't he? The two of them are very animated on the touchline. Michael, let's have a look. It was a long time ago that they scored. We never thought at that point that it would probably be the only goal of the game, but fell to Sal Niguez, and he scored many an important goal, as Darren Fletcher said.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nothing goal, really. As Andy Robinson said, it shouldn't have been a throw-in that led to the corner. Virgil van Dijk will be disappointed probably with his clearance for the corner, and then we've been looking at this. It's very hard to pinpoint and point the finger at anybody. It was, as I say, it was a bit of a nothing goal, but I was pretty impressed with Liverpool and their reaction after that, because, as I say, you can lose your head. You can think, we've got to get back into this game straight away. Yeah. These two-legged affairs, you've got to be patient, and they were patient, and I don't think they'll be overly disappointed. Just look at Jurgen Klopp's substitutes as well today. He took off their two top scorers.
You're thinking 1-0's enough?
Yeah. Sadio Mane wasn't injured, I'm told. He was on the booking, and he left a little bit of an elbow and Andy Robertson was right there. A few of the Madrid players were just surrounding the referee, so he might have been just thinking, hang on a minute, we don't want to get a red card and get out of this tie. He just played a bit caution. I think it was the right thing to do.
They've lost 6 of the last 10 on the road in the Champions League. What was missing tonight, Peter?
I just think Atletico defended very, very well. I think it was difficult to break down. It wasn't vintage Liverpool. We've seen them blow teams away this season. They weren't at their very, very best, but you just have to give Atletico credit. I thought they were fantastic in the way they defended, the shape. They pressed, and they just didn't give Liverpool a chance. But they still had chances themselves. So this is a real tricky tie for Liverpool.
It is, because we know that Simeone will shape the team in exactly the same way and make life very difficult. What is he does, Rio, and how does he get his players to play this particular way?
I think obviously on the training field he does a lot of work in terms of the shape and the way they recover. They might get beat 1v1, but they recover, get into the shape to make it hard to break down. And there's not massive spaces between the players. Look here, there's players there in the picture. They're all tight, they're all compact. And when it's like that, it's hard to see through the lines, to see your own players, because they're shielding the back four. The back four haven't been spread all game. The back four allow the ball to go wide. If you want to put the ball wide, let it go wide, and then defend across when you need to. But you're not going to come through the middle of this team. Very difficult to go through the middle of this team.
Like Crystal Palace with better players? Because obviously teams in the Premier League will play that way.
Yeah, it may be, you can say that, but the difference with this type of team, Atletico Madrid, when they get the ball, they can actually take the sting out of it a little bit as well. They've got players who can take the ball in tight areas and then get the team up the pitch. And like the guys were saying, they still created a couple of chances with him after being on the back foot for a whole game.
We were discussing this a little bit in the break. Simeone plays a certain way. The crowd have bought into it. A big club like Atletico Madrid, you need the crowd on your side, don't you, to play that way. You couldn't imagine any of perhaps the big clubs in this country, or Barcelona or Real Madrid, the fans just wouldn't accept that defensive style of football, would they?
You wouldn't get away with it at a top club. At a club that have got a DNA of passing the ball, of attacking football, you'd never get away with that. It's only because he's been successful he gets away with it at the club. And as well, they say it's a 4-4-2 system, but I mean, they play that deep that the two strikers are only 30 metres away from their own goal, so it's hardly an attacking 4-4-2. It's very much get everyone behind the ball.
Yeah, they thrive on being the underdog, don't they? Probably in Real Madrid's shadow for a long, long time, and they play this way, and it suits them, and it suits the manager.
How do Liverpool beat that kind of system in the second leg?
Well, listen, they've got the players to do it, and I know it's a cliche, but getting them back to Anfield, it is a special place, and the unbelievable things we saw last season, can replicate that again.
I think the confidence that what they'll take from last season is the best team or second best team last season in Barcelona went there with Messi.
I know.
All them goals up and then get beat. That will be on Atletico's mind, by the way. They won't be going there thinking this time's over. They know there's going to be a tough game. The atmosphere, like you say, sucking the ball into the net. What they create there at Anfield is special, so it's going to be a real tough game.
Liverpool will need a clean sheet, though, you suspect?
Yeah, high tempo. They need high tempo. They need a bit of width, because everybody knows it doesn't take a genius to work out. They are going to sit deep as they can, get as many men behind the ball and make it difficult for Liverpool. So it's going to need, as I say, high tempo, good atmosphere, which you can guarantee at Anfield. I'm sure Liverpool will be all right.
There's a long way to go in this tie, there's no question about that.
You knew it was going to be a tough test. Did that early goal, basically, was an invitation for everything you'd worried about?
Yeah, it's clear that's not exactly what should happen, but it happened. So apart from that, it was the fight we expected. It was the atmosphere atmosphere we expected. And but I loved so many parts of our game, really, to be honest. So first and foremost, it's half-time. We are 1-0 down, and we don't only play a second half. We played in our stadium, which is obviously completely different to this stadium here. And build-up was exceptional. Counter-press was exceptional. What we lacked, of course, finish in the final third, I would say, to be clear enough. They defended with all they had. Their defending in the box was incredible, to be honest. So we had moments, we came through, and then we didn't hit the balls clear. But that's how it is in a game like this. When you are 1-0 down against a team like this, they only wanted to have this result, this kind of result. 0-0 would have been okay for them. And that's then difficult. And so we take it like it is, all good. Second leg, I'm looking forward to it.
Just a couple of things to Sadio Mane. Did you take him off at half-time because he was being targeted, or was he injured?
No, he was targeted, obviously, so that was clear. Sadio played a really good first half, and the only thing they wanted is to make sure he got a yellow card. So it's difficult after the game. We lost. That's not. I said for me we didn't lose. It's only half-time, so it's the score is 1-0. That's all. But you need to be really strong as a ref in this atmosphere. That was obviously not easy. So many things happened today. I think after 30 minutes already 3 players of them were on the ground just give me a little breath or what, I don't know. Nothing happened, and this was obviously the first yellow card. Got a striker from us in this game. I'm not sure they got even a yellow card. That's really funny. So nobody to blame. I'm fine. We are 1-0 down, half-time. We have the longest half-time break you can wish for. We will use that and play again.
And you got a yellow card as well in your frustration, and your counterpart was dancing in and out of his technical area, possibly on the pitch at times, which is
my yellow card. I have no clue if Diego would have deserved one as well. I have no idea, but it was too much in moments. So, and there were so many clear. I'm pretty sure, what was it, a throw-in for us before they scored the goal? So and then on our side was the next throw-in was clear for us, and that I saw that better. That doesn't help to stay calm, obviously. And then they scored a goal. So how can that happen? We're all human beings, make mistakes. That's it.
And clear up the injury to Jordan Henderson. That looked a bit worrying.
He felt a hamstring. I hope it was the precaution, but I'm not 100% sure. We have to see.
And your counterpart, Diego Simeone, was stirring up the crowd tonight. It's a big atmosphere. Are you going to...
minutes? I have to say, wow, but that's energy. Yeah?
Are you going to do that at Anfield?
I don't think I have to do it that much, to be honest. I hope I can be focused a little bit more on the game. That would be nice. Our people will be ready, I know that. And welcome to Anfield. It's not over yet.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I sense he's a little bit needled.
Yeah, well, you would be if you had someone jumping around in the next box next to you, flying about, arms all over the place, woofed up the crowd, getting them going. So I think that the return leg, I don't think it'd need much of a team talk. I think he'll say, remember what happened over there, like, as Michael said earlier. They were giving it. Let's give it back to them.
Andy Robertson had the same as well, didn't he? There was Needle in his interview afterwards. You can tell it's only Virgil van Dijk that looks cool as a cucumber.
He always does.
He always does. Yeah.
He always does. But it's interesting sometimes because when it gets a little bit Needle like that, and the second leg, I know it's 3 weeks away, but you've also got to maintain control, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. But Liverpool are professional enough. Jurgen Klopp. I mean, the interviews were very, very good there. You can see that they were rolled up. I mean, I would be.
Okay, let's move on to the other game played tonight. There was another round of 16 tie.